Hello, I'm Dr. Barbara Shannon Bannister, Chief of the Community Relations Division, and really the architect for the 28th Annual Martin Luther King Jr. Commemoration. Our city, Aurora, is the only city that has been doing this for 28 years, and we do 1 week of activities. Nobody in Atlanta, Washington, or any other place you can think of celebrates for 1 week like we do in Aurora. We're going to talk tonight about immigrants and refugees, but I want to draw your attention to the Wajinaji Quilters Guild, and from the left to the right, representing Why Not Africa, is a quote done by Artie Johnson. Next, Cultivating Friendships Village by Mary Lassiter, and Dancing to the Beat of the Drum by Camilla Edwards. Beautiful quilts, just a wonderful backdrop for us, and we're just so proud to have them displayed here on the second floor at our Aurora Municipal Center. I'd like our guests to introduce themselves. To my far left is?
My name is Ugo Udezwe. I'm a sports agent and I'm from Nigeria.
You're a sports agent.
Correct.
All right, we'll talk a little bit about that for sure. Next.
I'm Jenny Poole-Redway, and I am the program coordinator at Aurora Mental Health Center.
Welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
And to my right?
My name is Hafed Ferjani. I'm with the Colorado Muslim Council, which is umbrella of many civil and religious organizations in Denver, in the state of Colorado.
All right, thank you for correcting it a little bit here, because we are in Aurora.
Yes.
And of course, we know that a lot of you don't just work within a geographical area of Aurora. You extend your services beyond just our borders, and so we're very proud of that. I'm going to ask you a question in just a minute, but I want to read something that says, peace is a skillful management of conflict. So just keep that in mind as we go along with the conversation. And I want to ask you, what does this holiday mean? From a sports manager, what does this holiday mean to you, the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday?
I think growing up in Nigeria and Africa, I think I was a young man when I knew about the history of Martin Luther King and what he's done for us. And the only person I can actually compare that to is Nelson Mandela.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, and for me being here today, I think Martin Luther King projects peace, he projects love, he projects equality, and the sacrifices he gave himself, like Nelson Mandela, he gave his life to make our lives better, not just as black people, but people over the world. Just like Nelson Mandela did, it projects hope to different people that have been persecuted, and it projects, there's a future, there's hope out there for all of us. So I think it's one of the most beautiful things to remember him and spend this week thinking about what he's done for us.
Wonderful. And my friend Jenny?
Well, for me, it's about remembrance. Really remembering that the fight for fairness and justice isn't over. We're still fighting and continuing with his legacy. We still have to work at it. And really that there's still hope.
Good, thank you. And for you, what does this holiday mean to you,
Celebrating
it?
As I mentioned, Martin Luther King created a forum for us when the first revolution, I came from Tunisia, and the first revolution I called the people who organized the March for Martin Luther King, and we support the flag and we live the spirit that we protest against a dictator to oust them out. And it was good forum for us with Martin Luther King March from somewhere in Denver all the way to Capitol Hill, and we were raising a flag and everybody just wonder what's going on. So he created atmosphere for us to protest and move forward, and it was still remember that event till today, now 3 years after the revolution.
Thank you. Now I want to talk a little bit more, about the immigrants and refugees who are in our city and that we embrace, and we are one of the most integrated cities, and that means that we don't have enclaves of Muslims here, or enclaves of Liberians here, or Latinos here. We have a city where people live all over the city, and so I want to talk about our immigrants and our refugees, and I know each of you are doing things in your own communities. which is a part of the greater community, the beloved community. So when I say your own community, I only say that to emphasize I know you're doing something different than I'm doing, and you're doing something different than I'm doing. So let's start with you, Jenny, and tell me a little bit about what you're doing in your community.
Absolutely. So our focus is primarily Northwest Aurora, but we're trying to expand past I-225 and south of Alameda, because we have immigrants and refugees all over Aurora. But our focus has been originally there. I work very closely with the fire department, the police department. We have a wonderful multicultural neighborhood watch. It's really great to see people coming together because they care about safety. They want to see the community be safe. And people who have lived in the same building, don't speak the same language, had never even looked at each other, and all of a sudden they see each other at the meeting and they're like, hey, I know you. So having those connections be built and seeing our newcomers integrate every day into the community in issues that are maybe outside of the normal scope of things, like English as a second language classes, citizenship classes, where they're going into safety and healthcare and all areas of life, is really, really interesting to see and very neat.
Okay, good. And I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about some things that we did yesterday in City Council, but
Yes.
I want to go over to you because you were telling me about a community center that you're looking at doing.
Well, we have a dream also, and our community within Aurora, mainly there's around 70,000 families who live in Aurora, and some of them live in Denver, and we're trying to build a community center where our kids get together. Our dream is to build elementary school, high school, middle school. With the library, we'll have multicultural. We have people from maybe 60 countries, 60 countries, and we try to serve. And that we are dreaming about having a community center where our kids can come, speak their language, try to work together and work their differences, and then the library, gym, and big center where they can get also support for the school, because some of our kids, especially from different area in Africa, they don't have that support. So we try to use the people who are in school, like in university, to come volunteer and teach the kids who are in elementary, middle school, and high school, so we can get that smooth transition. And hopefully we are working on this. We are still getting the final touch, and hopefully one day the dream will happen.
All right, all right. Focusing on the dream, huh?
Well, that's it. That's
all right.
the spirit.
Now tell me about the sports part of this.
The sports part of it is pretty simple, but for me, it's kind of, I like what you said about Aurora being a city where everybody has no enclaves and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, I think a lot of people still stay in their comfort zone, and they go to the same churches, they go to the same events, and I always preach inclusion and integration. Get out of your comfort zone. And being one of the few people in my field from Africa, and that's one of my main mission with all these kids and the people around, is get out of your comfort zone. Go meet other people. Go explore. Don't sit in your community. So that's one of my main objectives when I talk to other immigrants.
All right, okay. Now, Miss Jenny Pooh Radway, and I just love saying that because, since I have 3 names too. So we met with the Quality of Life Council Committee yesterday. Tell us a little bit about what happened.
Well, we came in last May of 2013. We asked the Quality of Life Committee to take a look at creating an immigrant and refugee commission, which we don't have in Aurora. We have several other commissions, but not a real opportunity for immigrants and refugees to have a voice within the city of Aurora. And after 8 months of going at this, we finally got approval for a task force, which is the first step. So We really want people to let us know if they want to be involved. We want the City of Aurora to see how much immigrants and refugees can contribute and want to help out and want to be a part of the community. And hopefully within a year we'll have a commission, fingers crossed.
All right. Well, the person that led the march was our chair, Felicia Griffin, and she's the chair of the Human Relations Commission. And she talked about the rich resource that our immigrants and refugees bring to us. And well, I think we all know that over time that all of us have come to be here and who are contributors to what makes our country great.
Yes.
And so, therefore, we don't want to lose that. And because we are who we are, and when people look at Aurora and think, and I mean, what was it? 3 years ago, we were an all-American city, and we still are. I mean, we were then, and we still are an all-American city, and we need to remain to be that way, no matter if people give us that title or we deserve it in some special kind of celebration. We are an all-American city. Yes. We are #1. We are the 3rd largest city in this state. So therefore, let's shine and let's flaunt it. We are great. We are great. So we are looking forward to working with the immigrant community, and I would encourage anyone. And you don't have to be an immigrant. You don't have to be a refugee. We call them the newcomers. You don't have to be a newcomer. You can be someone who's been here a long time, but you are interested in this particular subject. Call me, and 303-898-7227. That's my cell phone. I should have given that out, should I? Should have given my other number, but call me, because we'll begin to write your names down, and then when we call the meeting together so that we can sit at the table and begin to pound out what we need to do, how we need to do it, how do we encourage the City Council Committee to give us the go-ahead and say, yes, we need for you to be a commission. So, but we need to iron out all the steps that we need to go through, because part of that, although I would like to see it happen overnight, but there are some bureaucratic things that we have to go through. So tell me, what other kinds of steps would you think that we need to do? Well,
we definitely need a pool of applicants. We want people to show interest. I mean, I agree with you. This is an opportunity to really have Aurora shine and take advantage of all its community members. And this is something that a lot of cities don't have. They don't have the opportunity to have all of our cultures and all of our populations. And so this is a great resource that we should take advantage of. So if you want to give your direct office line instead, they can also reach you there. They can certainly call me at Aurora Mental Health.
You'll give them your cell number too?
I will give them my office line,
go ahead,
which is 303-627-2089.
Okay.
We'd love to start getting opinions and getting volunteers, and we would like to have a task force up and running by April. I know that the Human Relations Commission is also looking for new membership. There's some space there, and so if someone's interested in definitely that area, for that they should contact you for sure. Yeah, no, we'd like to hear ideas of what people feel we're lacking in the city of Aurora, what they need more of, what they feel they can contribute, because everyone has a gift to share, and a lot of times we forget to ask what that is. And so if they can tell us, I like to sew, or I like to help others in daily activities, or I'm good at shoveling snow, which right now is the perfect time, and how they feel that they would like to add to our city, that would be great to have. And definitely show up to our meetings so that their input can be taken into account, their voice heard, and we can get this up and running and tackle some big issues that we need to focus on.
And it's not just what the city can do for you. It's what you bring to the table. Each of us, as Jenny said, we're talented and we have God-given gifts. What do we bring to the table for our city to make our city great? Like one of our deceased presidents, ask not, and I know we all can finish that line. What do we bring to the table? So tell me, what do you bring to the table, sir?
I'm actually working with Shanita Freeman, one of the commissioners, to use sports to help integrate immigrants, and we're looking at some of the NBA players that can come in during the summer and do basketball camps, and just use it to raise awareness in the community.
All right. And so tell me what you bring to the table. I know a lot.
It's learning experience for our community. Our community is like on the shy mode, just kind of, yes, we have a lot of people who came from different, like I said, 60 countries, and they have a lot of offer to, and I think they will offer good things for our city of Aurora. Having them, we have many doctors, many engineering, and all of them, they just kind of, because of the language barrier. So the first step, we are trying to get them together, and one of the projects that we are doing is just kind of, we have a new newspaper in town, so that's to get everybody knows what's going on within the community. The second part is just we might bring one day where people can share the food from all these countries, and hopefully that will break the ice between different countries, and then that's a big event that we are preparing also for it. So hopefully we'll work on that, and there's a lot of our community can get and move our community, Aurora community, forward, and there's a lot of potential within our community.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know in preparing just a little bit for this discussion, because I knew I didn't have to prepare much because all of you know what you bring to the table. And I was looking at some of the things that the Metro Community Provider Network, their network of people that they provide services for. And I mean, there was Spanish, Nepali, Somali, Karen, Burmese, Vietnamese, Arabic, people, these are the language, Mandarin, Russian, Swahili, Cantonese, Cambodian, French, Indonesian, Korean, Tamil, Mongolian, Taiwanese, Turkish, Urdu, Farsi, Twi, Hindu. All of these are languages of the people that our nonprofits serve. So that's, and that's, I'm sure other agencies are touching bases with a whole lot of other immigrants and refugees. So when I look at this list, and it's like 15,274 people, visits to various agencies, and so that's a whole lot, and in a year's time, and this is just one agency providing services. So therefore, when you think about the Aurora Mental Health, you think about Gateway Battered Women, you think about Boys and Girls Club, we think about your group, we think about the Burmese, we think about the athletes. You must be touching, God, a lot of folks, a lot of folks. And so therefore, we can't lose that. We can't lose all of that, all the skill, the interest, the art, the athletes. Just think the young people, and capitalizing on the mature, the elderly, who can bring to us, who have been here for a long time, and just open us up so that we enjoy all the things that you bring to the community. We had a survey. We did a survey. Tell us a little bit about some of the things you got with the survey.
We did a survey in order to put forth the idea of an Immigrant and Refugee Commission, and we had a little bit under 100 people participate. Those were just it's a preliminary survey. We would like to do a bigger one, but people told us what their top concerns are. Most of it is education, safety, healthcare, and housing. So those are topics that everyone can join in. And I was thinking about it when Hafed was talking a little bit about the recreation center, and I thought, for example, we work with the Multicultural Neighborhood Watch, and we have immigrants and refugees from at least 7 different countries, but we don't have a lot of participation from our Aurora citizens that are English speakers who have lived here all their lives. And I thought maybe they hear Multicultural Neighborhood Watch and they think it might be a little off-putting, or they think, oh, I'm not welcome there because I'm not from another place. On the contrary, you are most welcome because we want someone to help our newcomers or our old timers, but who have immigrated
Us
from
old timers,
I mean someone who's immigrated 18 years
Okay,
ago
all
or
right.
so. But, so someone who's been here a long time. We want someone who's lived here longer or all their lives to come show our new community members that they're welcome, to learn from them, to share with them. And that's something that we saw a lot in this survey, was that they wanted to learn more about the Aurora. They wanted to contribute. They want to be a part of the community. They want to integrate. And so when we have these preconceived notions of, maybe somebody doesn't want to learn English, or they don't want to learn about our traditions or our customs, on the contrary, they are very interested, and I think it's a very nice exchange when you learn about them as well.
Absolutely.
So, any of these programs, we would love to have everyone and anyone come and participate. We always have dinner, which you do too.
Yes, yes.
And we always have interpretation, and we love that kind of participation.
Well, this week we've had some activities. We had our press conference on Monday morning. We had our proclamation last night. And I just want to read you something that the mayor said it in the proclamation. Whereas Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had many beautiful words of wisdom and peace, and dedicated his life to the dreams of rights and liberty for all people through peaceful means. This week we remember his teachings of choosing to love more than hate, to seek justice rather than revenge, and to refrain from acts of violence to any person, group, or race. And when I pulled up various things of peace, people who had said peace kinds of things, one of them said, let me see if I can find it, it was really quickly that we will have peace. Oh, I say we're going to have peace even if we have to fight for it. Dwight D. Eisenhower said that in Frankfurt, Germany, on June 10th, 1945. So I've got a whole list of other peace sayings. Tomorrow night, we will be discussing race over at the Martin Luther King Jr. Library. And we are the only city in the state of Colorado with a Martin Luther King Jr. Library. And in 2014, our city council has appropriated money for us to get a statue of Martin Luther King over there in front of our library. So won't that be great? Yes. So tomorrow night, I'm inviting the audience to come out and talk about what this holiday means to you. What does Martin Luther King mean to you? And let's talk about, just very frankly, what is it with race? How can we overcome that? We are different, but yet we are so much alike. And so come over to the Martin Luther King Jr. Library. Again, once I get the crowd there, we'll get some food ordered so that we can nibble and then talk about things. The last thing is our parade on Monday. We'll start here at the City Building on the Chamber Street side, and we'll go down to Fletcher Plaza. We'll lay a wreath. We'll have the Dream Tree. Our mayor will have some remarks. We'll have some prayers and some singing, and we'll have, as I said, some cocoa, coffee, and some breakfast sandwiches, and we will have a joyous time. And then we may go down to the Denver City Park, if we like, and join the big parade. And it is the largest gathering of people marching, a combination of the words march and parade. It is called the Marade. So we're inviting everyone to join us for all the other activities that we're having here in our city. Hey, Aurora is the best there is. We're number one. And come join us for our 28th annual commemoration. God bless.